Mr. Speaker, when the sports in Tokyo were going on, I was in a foreign country, a white man's country. And the admiration I received because I announced in the sports bar that I'm a Kenyan. In the sports bar. Yeah, we watch sports in a sports bar. We don't watch sports in a church.
Just address the...
If you want to take the Holy Communion, you go to church. If you want to see sports, you go to the sports bar. Mr. Speaker, sir, we are taken so seriously as far as sports is concerned. I therefore want to applaud the President for the recognition he gave to these young people, but also want to encourage government not to make it look like it's a presidential intervention. We have a proper budget that defines who gets what, for what reason, and at what time. Mr. Speaker, speaking on this victory by Lillian Odira, a Luo young girl, is a testament to the fact that all the Kenyan children can do what children in other tribes do. All they need is incentive. For a long time, many people thought that athletes was for young people from the Kalenjin nation. The Luo girl proved it wrong. Just like in boxing, until Wangila Napunyi got the first Kenyan gold medal, nobody knew that Luyas were the best boxers in Kenya. And hearing the history of the speaker when he was in a primary school in Magarini and the things he did, there's a talent. Mr. Speaker, I therefore support and I want to request that this statement be taken seriously because there is an animal here called joyriders. Yes. Officials who superintend these teams, they take their girlfriends, their relatives at very high expense when our actual athletes who win as accolades suffer in terms of welfare. I support.
Senator Richard Onyonk.
Mr. Speaker, I want to basically discuss the matter that I listened to Honorable Senator Osotsi raise. And Mr. Speaker, the matter was raised by Cherargei. As usual, Kenyans have very good ideas, Mr. Speaker. Brilliant. We always have such wonderful ideas. The problem is how we either implement them or implement them. Honorable Cherargei just said very simple out here, but I don't think whether he said it on the floor. Yes, you want to give our children capacity for them to be trained. Yes, you're providing internship for these children. Once you have provided the internship, can you please be fair? Can you please make sure that even a Jemp or even a child from Magarini or somebody from Nyatike gets an opportunity, because we believe in meritocracy. Right now, the way we are doing it, it's just like we are in a Sokohuru market. The highest bidder gets those opportunities. The children who know nobody cannot be able to access the public service portal. Those are the breakages we keep talking about, Mr. Speaker. The second issue I wanted to say is about the T bonuses. Mr. Speaker, I brought a question into this House. It's been 2.5 years. The Committee of Agriculture actually never discussed this matter of bonuses. We are still testing tea using the tongue. And yet scientists are telling us now there are other parameters you have to use, like the content of iron, the content of potassium in coffee, so that then even when you test with your tongue, there's some way you test it. Right now, we are testing coffee. The people from Western Kenya are being told that our coffee is of poor quality because either we have dilapidated the soil content or we've actually mismanaged our animal and crop husbandry practices. Mr. Speaker, I really wish and hope that the Committee of Agriculture, like my sister Esio Kenyuri, has raised this issue. Our farmers are tired. They're being told the same narrative. Even by the time, Mr. Speaker, I was an MP 10, 15 years ago, T-bonuses have always been a matter of contention. Can this House take charge and fix the problems of our country? Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Kisang.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I also want to comment on the statement by Senator Cherargei on athletes and this early opportunity to congratulate our athletes for making us proud, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, it is surprising that the officials are flying first class, business class, and the people who are going to compete are on economy. They need to be more comfortable than the officials. So this is something, Honorable Speaker, that needs to be put in law so that, you know, there are procedures. The President has taken the first step, and we thank him for rewarding both athletes and also the footballers who did very proud for us, Honorable Speaker, but we need to relook at the Sports Act so that we can give these rewards. In fact, Honorable Speaker, this morning and early afternoon, the CS for Tourism was here. And there is a lot of resources that is appropriated by National Assembly to Kenya Tourism Board. And we don't know what they do. Most of these resources that are going to Kenya Tourism Board should be used by our athletes to market the country. We need Tourism Board to partner with our athletes so that they don't have just to go and showcase outside there and we don't get additional tourists. We have for several years that the maximum number of tourists who are coming to the country is about 2 million. A small country like Mauritius, they have 20 million, tourists visiting there, and they make a lot of money. So, Honorable Speaker, it is important that we look at the law so that we can see how our young people can be motivated. And then finally, Honorable Speaker, the statement by Senator Okinyuri on T-bonus. Elgeyo-Marakwet County, we have a few areas where we grow tea, and this is, it is important to ask the Ministry of Agriculture, and especially KTDA, to ensure there is equitable allocation of bonuses across the country. Of course, what is also important to note, Honorable Speaker, the quality of tea is different from each area. So some areas might be given more bonus because of the quality of tea they produce. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Senator for Nairobi City County, Honorable Edwin Sifuna.
Speaker, allow me to start on the statement by the Senator from Busia, the Honorable Mutahi. Speaker, for a very long time, we in leadership positions in this country have ignored the financial management of our public hospitals, especially Kenyatta National Hospital. And that is because for a long time we thought we were, subject to a separate regime. I will have this House know that the disease that is at Kenyatta has crossed the road to Nairobi Hospital. I saw a member of this House, Honorable Speaker, just the other day complaining that they had been denied services at Nairobi Hospital because we had been removed from that panel because of mismanagement of that private hospital called Nairobi Hospital. And it has gotten to ridiculous levels. This House will not believe it, that even after that, I know it's a private hospital, after the dispute surrounding the financial management of Nairobi Hospital went to court, when the High Court had reserved a date for judgment, somebody went to the Court of Appeal to stop the judgment being read, which was scheduled to be read on the 9th of October. So we are staring at a crisis in the management of our hospitals, be they private or indeed the public. And I like the staying power of Senator Mutata because he has focused his spotlight repeatedly on the management of Kenyatta National Hospital. Lastly, Honorable Speaker, you will remember on this issue of rewarding of our athletes, the Cabinet Secretary for Sport, the Honorable Mvurya, the last time he was here, even you yourself in the chair were confused as what he was saying. You remember him saying there were 70 million shillings that had been set aside to reward the various sportsmen who had done well for the country. At that particular point in time, he owed the Lionesses, the Kenya 15s rugby women's team, 2 million shillings. And he could not tell us whether that 2 million was part of that 70 million. Honorable Speaker, do you know? Out of my repeated inquiry on the status and the welfare of the Lionesses, they found out that the head coach of the Lionesses, the 15th, was my classmate. And they suspected that he's the one who's bringing this information to the Senate repeatedly. They just woke up one day and suspended Dennis Mwanja as the head coach. For political reasons, Honorable Speaker, the young man has been suspended judged without any trial or inquiry, just because he has repeatedly insisted on saying, Sifuna, when you see Mvurya there, ask him when he's paying the money for the lionesses. So I support Honorable Cherargei when he says, let us know, all athletes, when you perform well for your country, what are your expectations? Who comes up with these figures, 5 million, 2 million? From which vote? From which vote? Even when we were debating the rules on housing here, we asked, we have a housing board that is supposed to allocate houses. How can the president just stand up and say teachers get 40%, these athletes get 30%? You know, we are lying to these young men. So let there be a regime where it is clear, if you win gold, this is what you get, and it comes from which vote. I thank you, Speaker.
Senator John Yutu.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to support the statement by Senator for Nandi, or Senator of Kenya from Nandi, Senator Cherargei, on this reward system for our sportsmen, Mr. Speaker. And I want to join my colleagues in saying that we need to come up with a formula of rewarding all the sportsmen and women in this country, Mr. Speaker. And we should go ahead and determine the source of funds. That we should not leave it to the president to just give, these rewards without exactly saying where the money comes from. If it is his personal resources, Mr. Speaker, then of course we should be told that it is from his personal resources. And Mr. Speaker, needless to say, that anyone who donates to sportsmen or any other person, millions of money, must also be able to show that they paid tax on such funds if it is from personal sources, Mr. Speaker. We should also include all sportsmen and women and define which sports are actually eligible for this particular reward. Mr. Speaker, I think it's time we also if we are going to come up with a framework, we also define the bullfighting as a sport in this country. And those who excel in that particular one are also rewarded, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, there are many areas of excellence in sports. And so we should come up with a clear definition of all the sports in this country. Mr. Speaker, allow me also to comment on the statement made by the Senator of Kenya from Busia, Senator Omtata, regarding the financial operations at Kenyatta National Hospital. And Mr. Speaker, the finances in hospitals have been affected by delayed disbursement of SHA claims. Mr. Speaker, many hospitals have closed shop because genuine claims have not been paid, while, Mr. Speaker, there are reports that there are claims that come from even non-existent hospitals that have been paid. So, Mr. Speaker, we must look at this, especially considering a recent media report that there are patients in Thika Level 5 Hospital who have been discharged but cannot be released by the hospital because they have not been able to clear their bills. Mr. Speaker, we want to call upon SHA to be able to be disbursing claims, paying claims in time, and to pay genuine claims, and at all costs to avoid paying claims that are fraudulent. Mr. Speaker, I support. Thank you.
Senator Fernandi.
Mr. Speaker, thank you very much. I want to support statement on the issue of tea. Mr. Speaker, it would interest the House that this unfairness continue to bedevil all of us. Mr. Speaker, as I talk today, 4 months down the line, money to KCC farmers are yet to be paid. Yet they have supplied milk. Mr. Speaker, there is crisis in agriculture sector. Mr. Speaker, for example, even on tea issue, Mr. Speaker, I want to confirm to colleagues, there are people who are saying that there is different quality of West Rift and East Rift in terms of tea from Mount Kenya region and West Rift. That is Bungoma, Nandi, Kericho, Bomet, Kisii, Nyamira. There is no difference, Mr. Speaker. We don't know when it comes to bonus and tea prices. Mr. Speaker, for example, like Kinoro, in Mount Kenya, they are getting 48 shillings and 10 cents. In Mudete, Vihiga County, they are getting 10 shillings. In Chebut, they are getting 12 shillings. In Kapsara, they are getting 10 shillings. In Nyasiongo, they are getting 12 shillings. In Momul, they are getting 24 shillings. In Tegat, they are getting 14 shillings. But all in Mount Kenya, from Kihoro to Michikuru, the lowest is 26 shillings and 50 cents. Mr. Speaker, this is a great travesty justice against tea farmers in this country. Mr. Speaker, if this matter is not addressed by Kenya Development Tea Authority, KTDA, we are going to approve tea. Then we see where lawyers will go in this country, yet they like taking a lot of tea, Mr. Speaker. And many people who are depending on tea, Mr. Speaker. We are going to approve because, Mr. Speaker, I want to thank Senator Ezi. We are suffering, Mr. Speaker. In fact, if you want to die in this country, be a farmer. If milk, we are yet to be paid. Tea, our bonuses have gone to the dogs, Mr. Speaker. Sugarcane is wobbling, Mr. Speaker. We are left to the masses of the maker, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this issue of tea, and I want to call upon KTDA, because they are the management company, and directors, that we have elected them that they must sign a performance contract in terms of bonus. Mr. Speaker, can you believe you are being paid 12 shillings in Chebuti factory in Kapsabet, but you are paying the plaka or muchunaji wa chai 13 shillings? Yani, you have to add 1 shilling for that you are being paid, Mr. Speaker. Is this not death, Mr. Speaker? We must be told what is happening, and I want to tell CS Mutahi Kagwe that you are now starting to treat us abnormally, and things will start becoming abnormal, Mr. Speaker. We must be told what is happening. They cannot be issue of quality. We went, and I want to agree that they are still using tongue to taste. Mr. Speaker, I wish I could be added 30 seconds to finish. There is no...
Give the senator 1 minute to conclude.
Mr. Speaker, I might end up breaking down and crying because my people are suffering, Mr. Speaker. Let no one tell you that they are using tongue to taste tea. The difference between tea from Mount Kenya region and West region, there is no difference. There is no difference, Mr. Speaker. What happens in Mombasa is when the prices are good, they sell from central Mount Kenya region. But when the prices are poor, they come out with West Rift. And that is why they are telling us about foreign exchange and in terms of international pricing. There are cartels, Mr. Speaker, in Mombasa, and I'm telling Mutahi Kagwe to work on this issue and call me so that I can give the names of the cartels. I yield, Mr. Speaker, with a heavy heart.
Senator Omtata.
Mr. Speaker, first of all, on the question of sports, I want to support the statement by Senator Chererke, because I think sports is no longer just entertainment. Sports is an industry, and some of the richest people in the world are sportsmen. We must look at sports as an avenue for making Kenyans rich, and we must spread these sports out. Because you get people like Wanyonyi running, people like Omanyala, people like the lady from Nyanza. These are coming from areas that are not traditionally sports areas in this country. We had Rudisha coming also from areas that did what? Ereng. So we need to spread these sports so that you can tap these young people when they are still very young. Also, on the statement about tea, allow me to play the devil's advocate a bit. I think there's a big problem also on the areas which are getting low quality prices. Because KTDA has sort of left these areas, and you'll find some of these areas like in Kisii and whatever, there are so many other small characters picking tea, collecting tea leaves and trying to sell them. So quality control has gone out. What I would love to see is KTDA spreading its wings, the way it has spread wings in Central, and been able to manage that market. It spreads its wings down to these other parts and manages that market. And these people come and buy any type of tea, and then they compromise quality to be taken out of the industry. Because I think it's not fair to just cluster things as saying that Central gets this ones get that. No. The issue is that KTDA will sort of run out of these other areas when they liberalized the market and allowed every Tom, Dick, and Harry to be a tea buyer, a tea processor. So we need some regulatory regulatory regime so that the same discipline we see in Central should be extended down there so that the tea that is produced and the leaf quality are also managed and contained well. So, Mr. Speaker, sir, I call on the KTDA and the ministry to see what they can do to govern the tea industry in these marginalized areas in such a manner that it can be beneficial to all of us. And I would like to persuade ourselves to move away from the issue of profiling regions and deal with the problem without looking at the region. This problem of KTDA has no geographical region in terms of geographical region. It's a management problem, and the management problem can be resolved without changing the regions or accusing a region. Thank you, Mr.
Senator Joyce Korir.
Yeah, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Allow me to thank Honorable Cherargei for really recognizing our athletes, and just want to say that I must thank the government for the efforts that they have put across in terms of making sure that our sportsmen and women are rewarded accordingly. I would also want to concur with a number of colleagues who have also talked about streamlining the way we are rewarding them, which I want to believe that it is something that has to be done by our houses, so that at least every now and then we know what they are entitled wherever they are in these sports, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I would also want to touch on the issue that has been raised by Honorable Ekonyuri on tea sector. Honorable Speaker, this is an issue that is really affecting this country. As we speak right now, Honorable Speaker, our farmers